Hello, welcome back to a new video. Me and Erin have a project update for you today. We are entering month 3 here at the Pacifico project, and we are a little bit behind schedule, but that's okay. We're gonna bring you up to speed and fill you in with where we're at. I'm gonna show you the outside quickly before heading inside, because we removed all of the old concrete that was here that wrapped around the house. We also tore up the big tree that was here in preparation for grading and leveling out the yard for the new deck that will be going in. Okay. Let's head inside. So the last time we were here and we showed you, we were mostly done with demo, but as you can see now, we have completely removed the subfloor. We needed to get a better look, specifically along this side of the house, because we had some initial concerns about an old pipe that had broke and some water damage, so we needed to have a more comprehensive look, I guess. All right, what did we find once we tore everything up?
Busted foundation is what we found. We knew, we guessed, anticipated that there would be some structural issues with the house just because of the condition, and we were told by the previous owner that there was a leaking pipe in this corner of the house, a leaking sewer line. So who knows how long it was broken, and just adding moisture and sewage into, underneath the house. And so that led to these foundation issues. When moisture gets to some of the rebar, because the cover wasn't substantial enough, some of the rebar started rusting, the soil starts expanding and contracting, which results in cracked foundation. So in this corner of the house, it's the worst, where the bathroom was. So all of that strip footing has to come out and be replaced. And we are working with a foundation repair company called Sunshine, and they're out of LA, and they're going to be replacing, I think, a total of 125 linear feet of footing. So kind of starting in this corner and actually underneath the front door.
Yeah, there's more underneath.
And then just wrapping all the way around, all the way to that side of the house, and then where those sliders are as well. So what they'll end up doing is, hydraulically jacking up the house, and then remove the footing, and then actually, trench for a new footing, remove some of the soil that's been impacted, and recompact the soil properly for the new footing, and then pour an entire 125 feet of new footing. And since we are doing the extension on that side of the house, we've had our structural engineer work with their engineer to coordinate the additional load that's going to be placed on that side of the house from the addition. And then on the far side of the house, there's probably no footing to speak of. And so, again, that was just another loading calculation that was coordinated between the structural engineer and the engineer for the footing contractor to make sure that the footing is done properly along that side. And that's especially key because it's facing the slope. It's adjacent to a slope. So, we coordinated everything amongst the architect, the foundation contractor, the structural engineer, and then our contractor as well, as far as the timing is concerned, to remove all of the concrete, remove all the footing. Probably have to do some temporary framing on that side of the house to make sure everything's stable. So once that's all in place, then we're also going to lift the house to level it out. Probably about 3 inches is what we're hoping for, and that way the house will finally be level and have a solid footing.
It won't go anywhere. It better not go anywhere. It's taken a sufficient amount of time to coordinate everybody.
To coordinate everyone, to make sure the plan is correct. The first iteration of the foundation plan, I noticed that they weren't using the correct floor plan. So that took a little extra time, and then we realized too that they weren't accounting for all of the footing that needs to be replaced. Because even since that was the addition, there's a footing that goes along there, which used to be the exterior of the house before they did that addition. So a portion of the footing on the interior of the house actually needs to be replaced as well. So we had to go back and add another like 25 linear feet to their plan and to the quote and make sure that obviously they're using the correct floor plan for the house. Mm-hmm. So just, you know, little things to coordinate and trying to herd, you know, 4 different kind of parties in the same direction.
Yeah.
Can take some time.
Where we have good news though, good update. We have what's being submitted tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for the permit, the plans for the foundation, that's being submitted tomorrow. And then also the plans for the remodel portion of the project. So just the existing footprint of the house. Those architectural and structural plans will be submitted as well. Yeah, so even though it's just a remodel, we are doing some things structurally that require some, you know, it's a process. I think we've talked about this shear wall here is being removed, so this will be completely opened up. You know, this will be removed too. So there's the beam that's over there, and that has to run all the way across and then tie into this header here. And then we are keeping, I think, actually a post right here. And so we need to pour a new concrete foundation underneath that, since it'll be taking more load. So that's a calculation. Running the header beam all the way across, that's, you know, a calculation as well. And from a design perspective, what we're going to do as well is vault this main area.
Yay.
Am I stealing your thunder?
No, you're
Okay.
good.
So we're gonna
this is the living
vault.
room.
So what you see as the roof, that'll be the new ceiling height. Because it is a smaller footprint, we just really wanted to open it up as much as possible. So as you can imagine, that's a big change structurally to the house, and so we're going to have to beef up the ridge beam that's all the way up there because it's too small, and probably some of the joists as well have to be sistered in and beefed up as well. So the kitchen will stay flat, and then it'll be vaulted, and then the vaulting will actually continue on to that side of the house where the future primary bath is going to be.
Yeah, we'll head over there in a second.
And that'll be vaulted as well.
So as Aaron said, living room is getting vaulted. That's exciting. We talked a little bit about the kitchen. That ceiling has to stay flat, but we are removing that wall, so that's going to be amazing for opening up the space. We also were able to confirm that this existing or old covered patio was permitted way back when. So that's good news. We are standing in what's going to be the future master bathroom. That's finalized. The ceiling in here is going to be vaulted, as well as the little nook area that is right behind Aaron. We're treating it more as, I guess, sort of a flex space, but that'll be nice. And then we are bumping out, right, Aaron?
Correct.
We're going to gain like a tiny bit of space here. We're just going to make this wall flush with the back exterior wall. What else?
Yes, we're doing this bump out because since we have to pour a new footing along here, it just makes way more sense just to go in a straight line using this wall as kind of the point of reference and just have it kind of continue out. Since we're not changing the roof line, we're just gonna go for it.
We're gonna go for it. So plans are finalized with Keith. Those are also ready to be submitted tomorrow, right?
This should be, hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully. That's what he said in his email. So although right now in the last 2 months we haven't seen a ton of forward progress, it really has just been a lot of back-end plans and submittal and proposal, things like that. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks we will start to see progress on site, have the crew in here. And once that foundation is repaired and we can all sleep at night, we're gonna make up some time for sure once our crew gets in and we start working on the finished material. Speaking of finished materials, we have made really good progress there. So we have ordered the floors, those are finalized. Counters are selected, shower systems are finalized, windows are finalized, that's super exciting. We're gonna have really beautiful casement and picture windows in the common spaces that I'm really excited about. We also did finalize the size of the bifold that's going along the side wall here. That's gonna be an 11-foot by 8-foot bifold. It's really big. It's gonna create that indoor-outdoor living. What else do we have finalized material-wise?
You said hardware?
Hardware, most of the hardware is finalized. Most
Appliances.
of the lighting, appliances are finalized. So we've made really good progress with selecting the finished material.
Sourcing everything, yeah.
Sourcing everything. Now it's just gonna really come down to things like tile, vanities, little things. And then of course all the outdoor stuff. But that is where we're at. I think, did we cover everything?
Yeah.
It's not super exciting to show right now because it's just basically a shell. I find it really fascinating because all of our previous projects, we never brought the home down to the studs and then some like this. So it's been a cool learning experience, and we have encountered quite a few obstacles along the way, but it's all right. It's all about learning, taking it day by day. The updates moving forward, I think, will be more exciting once work really kicks off.
Once there's drywall.
Once there's drywall, all the fun stuff. But I don't know, I think it'll be fun to show the foundation repair and remediation.
Did you ever notice this?
It's like a weird skylight.
Yeah, it's like a skylight, but not a skylight. It was a skylight. Well, whatever. We're redoing the roof, of course,
my skylight got nixed a long time ago.
Yep.
Okay, more updates coming soon. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in our next video.